Hey Sly fans, welcome to another vlogging episode. My name is Britt and I am an admin of the Salim Cooper Facebook fan page as well as this lovely YouTube channel. Before I begin, I just want to say thank you for all of the views and the wonderful comments and feedback that you guys gave me on my last vlog. It made me really happy to know that you guys liked it and you thought I was somewhat entertaining, so much that you guys requested for me to do another vlog, so I thank you and I hope this is just as good as the first one. As for some updates, the game is coming out this Tuesday for all of the North American fans. I am so excited, but I'm also really sad for the European fans and how they have to wait well over a month for the game. I don't know why there's a delay. I think everybody should get it at the same time and then everybody can be happy and it would be great, but I'm really sorry guys. Also, there has been some leaked footage of the game from some people who have got the game early. I personally haven't watched a lot of it because I don't want the game to be spoiled for me. I do know of some things that are going to happen in the game that technically haven't been released yet, but I am not going to talk about them in this video because I know a lot of people who subscribe to our YouTube and follow our Facebook page don't want spoilers. So this will be a spoiler-free video. The topic of today's video is going to be Cooper ancestors. So what you guys suggested for me to do is to go through the main ancestors and I guess just discuss whether or not I think it would be fun or awesome for them to have a level in Sly 4, and then come up with what I think would be a cool special move for them to have that Sly does not have. So the first ancestor we're going to talk about is Salim Cooper II, who is the oldest ancestor and the creator of the Thieves Raccoonus. As the majority of you know, he is from ancient Egypt, and I think it would be the coolest thing ever to have an ancient Egypt level. Just thinking about it gets me all excited. Like, I'm thinking like Sly and the gang would run into like some mummies and then like go through a pyramid with booby traps, and Bentley would have to like solve some hieroglyphics. So I just think it'd be super cool, and then maybe the main villain would be a mummy or even like a high priest or a high priestess or something. So yeah, if I could wish for any level to be in the game that has been confirmed already, it would definitely be an ancient Egypt level. As for Salim Cooper's special move, as you guys know, he has mastered the power of invisibility, so I think it'd be really cool to expand upon that, and maybe he could make force fields. That's kind of similar to the Invisible Woman in Fantastic Four, but basically he could create force fields so enemies couldn't get in, or so he could transport himself to unreachable areas, or like maybe even put a force field around his head so he could breathe underwater or something. So I think that would be really cool. Next on our jolly good list, we have the ever so dashing and chivalrous Sir Galef Cooper. And I apologize for the next 30 seconds or so because I cannot talk about Sir Galef without talking in a British accent. Sir Galef has always appealed to me. I just love medieval England and British knights and things like that, so I'm very excited to play as Galef and also roam around the medieval England level. I've loved what they've done with his design and his animation and his lingo and how he talks, and he's always so animated when he talks, and he uses all these awesome words like dashing and adventurous and slay and fortnight and just everything. I love everything. As for Galef's special moves, he has two that have been revealed. The first one is called Catapult Crash, and it's a variation of the wall hook move. It looks really cool in gameplay. If you guys haven't seen it already, I would suggest looking up some of Sir Galef's gameplay on YouTube. And then his other move is called Shield Dash, which Galef creates a shield which knocks down enemies that are in his path. Next on our list we have Sly's ancient Arabian ancestor, Salim Cooper. Salim also, like Galef, is confirmed for the game, so there is going to be an Ancient Arabian episode, which I'm also really excited about. It's going to be great. They've already released gameplay of what the level is going to look like, and it looks absolutely beautiful. The animation and just the landscape of everything looks really, really, really aesthetically pleasing and great. As for Salim's special moves, 2 have been revealed. One is called Cobra Climb, which allows Salim to climb up and down ropes at super duper lightning speed. And then his other move is called Whirlwind Attack, which is used to knock down enemies. Next on our list, we have the strongest Sleighmokuba ancestor, known as Sleighmokuba. Alright guys, I promise I won't talk in a British accent for the rest of this video, starting now. If he wasn't in the game, I wouldn't be all too upset. Personally, I think having ancient Scotland in the game would be... So hypothetically speaking, if only a certain amount of Cooper ancestors could be in the game, because we all know that we all want all of the ancestors to be in the game, but we know that that is statistically unlikely. So if I could only pick a few, and since Galef is already confirmed in the game, I think ancient Scotland would be overkill with already having medieval England in it. Now if I could have like everything in it, that'd be great. But if you could only have a certain amount of ancestors, I think I would be fine if Slay wasn't in it. But if he was in it, and he had a special move, I think it would be really beneficial if he could pick up really heavy objects. Like really heavy objects. And I know Murray already picks up heavy objects, but when I say heavy objects, I mean like a bus, or a train, or a truck, or an anvil, or a bulldozer, what have you. Whatever it is, Slay can pick it up. Next we have Master Ninja, Ryoichi Cooper. Ryoichi has been confirmed for the game for a very long time now. I know a lot of people are happy about that because I know for a fact he is one of the, if not the most popular Sleighmokuba ancestor. But from judging of the gameplay that has already been released, and a lot of feudal Japan has already been shown, I definitely know that it is going to live up to the expectation that I had of feudal Japan. So I'm just really excited to play as Ryoichi. His gameplay looks really awesome, what with his special move, the leaping dragon technique, and how he can run past enemies and no one can detect him because he's a ninja. And then El Jefe looks really cool. I'm really, really excited for the El Jefe boss battle. So I have no doubt in my mind that the feudal Japan level is not going to be anything but awesome. Next we have Henriette One-Eyed Cooper, who is not only the lone female, well, out of the famous Cooper ancestors, she is the lone female, but she is also the only pirate Cooper ancestor. Now, don't hate me, but if she wasn't in the game, I wouldn't be that heartbroken, because I'm just not all too ecstatic on naval battle levels, things that have to do with naval battling. I wasn't really all too excited about the pirate level in Sly 3. I hated the battle gameplay of that with the ships and stuff. I absolutely detested it, and it's definitely not just Sly. I personally don't like naval battles. Like, I played Assassin's Creed 3 over winter break, and I had my brother do all of the ship battles in Assassin's Creed 3 because that's how much I hate doing naval battles. So just my personal opinion, I wouldn't be entirely upset if Henriette wasn't in the game. As for her special move, I had a hard time thinking of something, but I think it'd be cool if her hook could transform into different attachments, I guess. So not only could it be a hook, but it could be a sword or an axe or a grappling hook or even a fork or a spoon or something. So I think it'd be really cool if it could morph into anything that would be of use. Now that I've composed myself, we are going to talk about Tennessee Kid Cooper, who, if you could not tell from my previous display of emotion. He is my favorite Cooper ancestor ever. I love him, and from the moment Sanzaru confirmed that he was going to be in the game, I was the happiest little Sly Cooper fan on the face of the planet. So Tennessee is Sly's outlaw ancestor from the American West, and out of all of the levels I am looking forward to playing, it is definitely going to be Tennessee's level. And even if Tennessee wasn't my favorite ancestor, out of all the levels, I am most excited to play this one because I just think a Wild West level is going to be the most amazing thing ever. Like, I am imagining train robberies and bar fights and poker games gone wrong that end up getting into a giant ugly brawl and swinging off of chandeliers and a shootout in the town square. Like, I am just so ready to play this level. And legitimately, I could talk about Tennessee for a whole vlog episode, but I am going to compose myself and move on to his special move technique, or what I think would be cool for his special move. And as you guys know, his cane is a 6-shooter with a cane attachment coming out the bottom. So I think it would really be cool if the cane part of the gun acted as sort of like a grappling hook and could shoot out of the bottom and attach onto things. And maybe he could like swing off of it and shoot at things at the same time. Regardless, I'm just excited to shoot with it. Anything, everything, I'm just excited to be able to shoot in a Sly Cooper game. And I know we could shoot as Carmelita in previous games, but I have a feeling shooting gameplay with Tennessee is going to be a bit different and just super awesome. Next we have Thaddeus Winslow Cooper, and I forgot that I promised I wouldn't talk in a British accent. I would adore a Victorian England episode, and as I was saying earlier, if I could only pick for certain ancestors to be featured, I would much rather have a Victorian England level than a medieval England level. Sorry, Galef, I feel like I'm betraying you, I'm sorry, but I just think a Victorian England level would be so cool. That's one of my favorite periods of English history, so I would adore Sly and the gang roaming around Victorian England. And man, if Sly thought Galef was a problem in terms of his relationship with Carmelita, Thaddeus is known as the charmer of the Cooper line, so he better watch out if they run into Thaddeus, because Carmelita's gonna be swept off her feet. As for Thaddeus's special move, he has a ruby at the end of his cane, or like I guess at the top of his cane, and I think it'd be really cool if he could mesmerize enemies. So he could mesmerize enemies and basically have them believe anything he says.
These are not the droids you are looking for.
Next we have Otto von Cooper, who is the airplane flying Cooper ancestor from Germany. As for Otto being in the game, I think it's unlikely, and I wouldn't be too heartbroken if he wasn't, because we already had a whole entire episode with airplane gameplay in Sly 3 with the Black Baron. And as for a special move, I really could not think of anything, because anything with Otto has to do with airplanes. So I'm like, well, I don't really know what his special move would be, unless it was like he had his own personal jetpack and could personally fly himself places, or maybe his airplane had an ejector seat, which I think would be pretty funny. And finally we have Sly's dad, who I hope and pray that he is going to be in the game. I really hope he's in the last episode, which is the Paris epilogue. I hope we run into him at some point. I think Sanzaru would be really silly to not include him in the game, because he also has a huge fan base following from the Cooper fan community. So I hope he's in the game. I hope we can finally see his face. I think that would give a lot of people some closure, because for years and years and years I've wondered what he looks like, whether or not he looks exactly like Sly or different from Sly. As for his special move, I guess it would have something to do with him and his laser slides. I already think sliding on lasers is the most boss thing in existence. I wish I could slide on lasers, and I'm sure all the other Cooper ancestors would love to slide on lasers. So thus concludes my ancestor rant. So I'm going to take a few moments to answer some questions that you guys left me on the Facebook fan page. What ancestor do you look forward to seeing the most? Well, judging from my outburst from earlier in the video, I can safely say that it is Tennessee Kid Cooper. If you could pick your own 5 ancestors to be in the game, who would you pick? Ooh. Alright, this is going to be hard, but I'm going to try. Here we go. Oh my god, only 5? Okay. Tennessee. Thaddeus. Sly's dad. Ryoichi. And Slight and Common. That's my 5. That was rather difficult. I feel like I'm betraying all the other ones by only saying those 5. What are your worries about the game? I think, well, first of all, Sanzaru has really shown themselves through all of this gameplay and stuff that has been released. Like, the animated shorts that they've released are super ingenious and clever, and I personally think you could make a cartoon, like a full cartoon out of it. So I think they've definitely proven themselves and that they could make this sequel to such a huge video game franchise. But I guess the only worry I have is that Sly fans have been waiting for a game for so long that we just want it to be the longest game ever. And I know it can't be the longest game ever, and I know they can't include all of Sly's ancestors in it. So I think that's my only worry, is that I just want so much content in it, and I know there's not going to be that much content in it. And finally, which ancestor is the most unique and why? Well, this is an interesting question. If this wasn't a spoiler-free video, I would definitely be able to answer this question, honestly. But since it's not, I think I would go with Thaddeus, because, I don't know, I just think there's no other ancestor that, like, relates to his demeanor and personality and how he handles himself as a thief, and just his overall quality of how he presents himself, or how I think he presents himself, because he's, you know, never been in gameplay, obviously. Alright guys, well, thus concludes my second vlog. So I hope you guys liked it. Please leave a comment below if you guys want to follow up with anything that I said in this video. Please share with me who your favorite ancestor is, because I would love to know. Again, my name is Britt. Always love talking to you guys. Signing off.